WNBA team evaluations. How much are WNBA teams worth? Not much. If you want to see the Caitlin Clark effect, here it is. Bad team, small market, and they are worth more, the Indiana Fever, than the Los Angeles Sparks, the Dallas, Atlanta, Washington teams, and almost equal to a team in Chicago. This is a bad team in a small market. I feel like I'm watching a little bit like when Tiger Woods, a little bit, came to the PGA Tour. Suddenly, within a year or two or three, all the purses, all the golf purses started to explode. It lifted all boats. But the difference is Bryce Harper to baseball, Tiger Woods to golf, let's say Conor McGregor to the UFC, they did not save those sports. Golf was making money. Baseball's always made a ton of money. Dana White and UFC were making money. It did, however, illuminate those sports to a greater level. More people watched. More people were interested. But the WNBA, since its inception in 1996, I think 97 was the first year they played, they've lost big money every year. The losses aren't as sizable last year and the previous 7 or 8 years, but they were like $10 million. Losing money. In fact, so much so that in 2018, teams moved to smaller arenas. In a city of 10 million people, New York, the Liberty, we're averaging 1,700 people a game. The WNBA Finals this past year got 700,000 viewers, about half of what the newly formed UFL championship game got. Caitlin Clark, to some degree, is saving the WNBA. This is not Conor McGregor. The UFC was ascending and profitable. This is not Bryce Harper to baseball. Teams in baseball are and remain flush with cash. This wasn't exactly Tiger Woods to golf. You still had legendary tournaments like the U.S. Open, the British Open, the Masters that people watch and coveted. That's not so with the WNBA. It is an incredibly harsh truth. This league was in some trouble. They weren't making money. They were downsizing arenas. Nobody's watching the final. And it has been totally subsidized. Not sort of, kind of, remotely, totally subsidized by the NBA. But that's okay. That is okay. Lots of businesses have to be subsidized. Lots of businesses need a catalyst to take them from nonprofit to big profit. But never forget this. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. She may not be good enough to be on the Olympic team, but she is easily the greatest player. Without even playing half a season, she is the greatest player for business in the history of the league. And it's not close. These valuations, I'll throw it out there, will be worth 3 times this much. Okay, so right now the Indiana Fever is worth $90 million, and they've been around for years. These will triple. These will triple within 24 months. The evaluations of these teams will triple. The Las Vegas Aces will be worth somewhere in the $300 million. Think I'm crazy? Yeah. It's amazing what Beckham and Messi did to the MLS. They got that big Apple TV contract. It's amazing what a star can do. It's okay that it was subsidized by the WNBA. It's okay that it wasn't a big profit center. A lot of companies need a catalyst. But let's not kid ourselves here. Caitlin Clark is easily the greatest player in that league's history in terms of business. And the only reason these lights are on in this studio is not sports. It's business. The GOAT, Tom Brady, joins us coming up next in studio. Can't wait. Well, you've staked your claim in the number 1 Buccaneers. Will be joining us. He is now moving and pivoting to broadcasting, part of our A team, our number 1 team. Saw him this weekend doing UFL stuff on the broadcast with Kurt and Joel Klatt. So we'll be talking about that and his growth as a broadcaster. How comfortable does he feel? Just elected into the Patriots Hall of Fame recently in a big event, and I'm sure he's happy. You know, if you grow up, you're a California kid, and then you go to Michigan, and then you end up in New England, are you a Laker fan? Or is he a Warrior fan? Is he a Pistons fan? I bet he's a Celtic fan. Wouldn't he be a Celtic fan? I think he would be, right? Yeah, why not? 15 minutes, Tom Brady. Well, the Celtics won their 18th title. And Magic Johnson went to Twitter and responded with about his rivals saying, I hate that the Celtics officially have more championships than us now. Well, actually, a lot more. The Boston Celtics have 18, and the Los Angeles Lakers have only 12. But what really makes it most impressive is that the Lakers have 12. I'm not going to count the 5 in Minneapolis. You know, I don't count George Mikan, okay? The Lakers have had 3 of the top 4 or 5 centers ever. Wilt, Kareem, Shaq. The Lakers have had the best point guard ever, Magic Johnson, a revelation, 6'8.5" point guard. They had past his prime or late prime LeBron James, arguably the greatest player. Not to mention the logo, Kobe Bryant, you know, James Worthy, Anthony Davis. They've had 10, 12 all-time great players. Elgin Baylor. Warm winter weather in a sport that's always been about culture and entertainment too. They're in Los Angeles, the entertainment capital of North America. They have a destination advantage over Boston, and it's a star-driven city, and the NBA has always been star-driven and player-driven. Now, the Celtics have had Bill Russell and John Havlicek, Bob Cousy. I'm not doubting Larry Bird, Paul Pierce, KG, Kevin McHale. They've had some stars too, though not Laker stars. But there's not a lot to do when it's 21 degrees in the winter in Boston. It's a provincial town more than a big city. It's mostly famous for stuff in the 17 and 1800s, if you want to be honest about their history. And yet, there is no reason the Celtics should be this good. I mean, really, well, why? It's not like players in the winter say, get me to one of the coldest cities, one of the most geographically isolated cities. No, not really. And yet, brain power, Red Auerbach, the Danny Ainge trades, and now Brad Stevens has been the difference. That's been the difference. In fact, if you were to guess there was an Eastern city that should be great, it should be the New York Knicks. Madison Square Garden is called the basketball mecca. Again, a star, fame, Broadway-driven town. It's a bigger, cooler, richer city. Rucker Park, basketball history, tremendous. But yet it's the Celtics. I mean, Los Angeles, even the coaches are stars here. Harbaugh, McVay, Lincoln Riley. Stars like L.A. Stars seek L.A. Matt Stafford, LeBron James. They had a lot of options. Shohei Ohtani had a lot of options. They choose Los Angeles. And they have usually chosen the Lakers over the Celtics if they're a free agent. But the difference between 18 championships and 12 is even greater. Because it looks like Boston, because of the way they're built, they still maintain most of their top picks next 5 years, has 18, and you would not be surprised if they rattled off with this group 2 or 3 more in the next 5 or 6 years. And the Lakers appear to be miles away from winning another one. Proving that in sports, even in the artistic, stylistic, flashy NBA, smart trumps sizzle. The Celtics have been, on average, a much smarter basketball operation. Now, when Jerry West, Pat Riley, Phil Jackson were involved, it didn't feel that way. But like the Dallas Cowboys, those guys all leave. The Parcells, Jimmy Johnson leaves. And they are, as we found in Los Angeles with the Lakers, very, very hard to replace, as the Lakers will be announcing a new basketball coach this week. What is that? The 7th in 13 years? Smart wins.